Welcome, thrill seekers, to a world of spine-chilling tales and hair-raising adventures. Gather around for a frightful journey into the unknown as we delve deep into the realm of scary stories. Buckle up, hold on tight, and get ready to experience a rush of terror like never before. I received an invitation in the mail to visit an old library in the countryside. The letter was written in elegant cursive, inviting me to spend a weekend at the library to peruse its extensive collection of books. I had always been an avid reader, so I jumped at the chance to visit the library. I packed my bags and headed out to the countryside. The library was a massive, Gothic building that looked like it had been plucked out of another era. I was greeted at the entrance by an old man with a stooped back and a kind smile. He showed me around the library, pointing out the various rooms and collections. As I explored the library, I couldn't help but feel like something was off. There was an eerie silence that permeated the building, as if it was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. The library was truly impressive, with a vast collection of books on every topic imaginable. I spent hours poring over the shelves, reading everything from classic literature to ancient texts on the occult. But as I dug deeper into the collection, I noticed something strange. There were books that didn't seem to belong, with titles that were indecipherable and covers that were worn and faded. I couldn't resist my curiosity and began to investigate the strange books, reading them late into the night. As I delved deeper, I felt like I was being watched, like someone or something was lurking in the shadows. One night, as I was reading in the library, I felt a chill run down my spine. I looked up and saw a figure standing in the shadows, watching me. The figure was shrouded in darkness, with glowing eyes that seemed to pierce through the veil of darkness. I couldn't make out any details, but I could feel its malevolent presence. I tried to run, but my legs wouldn't move. I was paralyzed with fear as the figure crept closer and closer. Just when I thought all was lost, the old librarian appeared, holding a strange book in his hand. He spoke in a language I couldn't understand, and the figure retreated into the shadows. The old man explained that the library had a dark history, that it was built on the site of an ancient burial ground, and that the books I had been reading were cursed. He warned me to leave the library, to never return, or risk being trapped in its malevolent grasp forever. I left the library that night, shaken to my core. I couldn't believe what I had experienced, and I knew that I could never return to the library. But the experience stayed with me, haunting me in my dreams. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching me, waiting for me to return to the library. Despite my better judgment, I returned to the library. I couldn't resist the lure of its vast collection, and I needed to know more about the cursed books. But as soon as I stepped foot in the library, I knew that something was wrong. The books seemed to be whispering to me, calling out to me in a language I couldn't understand. And then, I saw the figure again. It was watching me from the shadows, its glowing eyes fixated on me. This time, I was ready. I had done my research, and I knew how to protect myself from the cursed books and the malevolent presence that lurked in the library. I confronted the figure, calling out to it in a language I didn't understand. The figure crept closer, and I could feel its malevolent presence wash over me like a wave of darkness. But I stood my ground, brandishing the old librarian's book as a weapon. The figure recoiled, its glowing eyes dimming as it backed away. I knew I had to act fast, so I began to read from the book in a language I didn't understand. The figure howled in anger, and the books on the shelves began to shake and rattle. Just when I thought all was lost, the old librarian appeared, his eyes blazing with an otherworldly light. He spoke in a language I couldn't understand, and the figure vanished into the shadows once more. The old man explained that the cursed books were not to be trifled with, that they held dark powers that no human should ever wield. He warned me once again to leave the library and never return. This time, I listened. I left the library for good, never looking back. The experience left me scarred, both mentally and physically. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching me, waiting for me to return to the library. I spent months researching the cursed books, trying to uncover their secrets and the language they were written in. But the more I learned, the more I realized that some knowledge is better left unknown. Eventually, I moved on with my life, but the memory of the library and the malevolent presence that lurked within stayed with me, haunting me in my dreams. Years later, I received news that the old library had burned to the ground, the cursed books and the malevolent presence gone forever. But I couldn't help but wonder if the knowledge contained within those books had somehow survived, passed down through the ages to new readers who would unwittingly unleash their dark powers. I knew then that the library and the malevolent presence would never truly be gone, that their legacy would live on in the minds of those who dared to seek the forbidden knowledge contained within their walls. As the night draws to a close, we bid farewell to the terrors that haunted us and the spine-tingling tales that kept us on the edge of our seats. Remember, the darkness may linger, but the dawn always brings a new light. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and never stop exploring the mysteries of the unknown.